entered high school. I started laughing my ass off.
Well, it's true. And hey, guys, good morning, everybody.
Yes, it is true.
We are live. I didn't start with the credits because I thought this was an interesting conversation we're having. We're talking about Blazing Saddles. And if you did not watch Toxic Tuesdays, most recent episode, it was Blazing Saddles. And it is one of the best episodes that we've done on Toxic Tuesday. I love 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser. I love that dude, man. I love that whole crew. I hang out with them, and that is like, you know, that episode of Seinfeld where all of a sudden Julie Louis-Dreyfus character starts hanging out with another crew, and they're exactly like Seinfeld crew, and it's really creepy weird. That's what it's like when I hang out with 32 Flavors of Nick Weiser and those guys on Toxic Tuesday. Well, it's like, this is my main crew, but then I hang out over there, and it's like, that's also my other main crew. I fucking love hanging out with those guys.
They need a brother.
I know. I'm going to bring it up to Nick this week because, like, Blazing Saddles, and Tom said it last night when he was on the show. It's like, when I said it, you know, I did the comic book guy voice, and I did the comic book guy thing, and I said, most white panel ever. Because there's nothing but a bunch of white guys talking about Blazing Saddles.
I hope they get around to doing History of the World Part 1.
Look, there are so many really good toxic comedies out there. And anything by Mel Brooks all the way up until the end of the 80s. And then after 1990, just crap. Because he started focusing on being the lead writer. And he can't fucking write. Like people think that he can't. And Keith was the one who woke me up one day to the fact that all those great jokes you love and his work on Get Smart, that was more Buck Henry. He's an idea guy. And I loved it. I think it was you, John, that said it. That when I was describing Mel Brooks, reminded you of George Lucas. Yeah. And I said, I've made that comparison so many times because you get these guys that are great idea guys. They really are. But they can't do it all by themselves. And Mel Brooks thought that after all of his writers left, and one of his writers even died, co-writers, because his best work, like silent movie, was Marty Feldman and Dom DeLuise. Now he had another writer working with him. I forget his name. He was a co-writer for years. But the fact is they make coherent what he does. It's like his ideas for the 2,000-year-old man or whatever that thing is. Yeah. You know, that is really not Mel Brooks. His ideas are there, but that's Carl Reiner. He's the one who brought all those jokes in there. And so, you know, when you go back, and don't ever dismiss Mel Brooks. Yeah. I think that his movies would have been better, like Robin Hood Men in Tights, one fucking funny thing in that whole film for me. Well, and that's the hall scene where he's in there and he says, unlike some Robin Hoods, I have an English accent. I thought that was fucking fun.
I think that was his way of trying to go back over some of the jokes that he had made on his TV show. That's the other thing about Tremendicon. And not a lot of people knew that he had a television series, a Robin Hood television series back in the 70s called When Things Were Rotten.
When Things Were Rotten. It had, well, you go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was an opportunity, I think, making Robin Hood Men in Tights to recycle a lot of the jokes that he had used on the television series. So I think that particular joke that you love was a newer joke because it was aimed right at Kevin Costner for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But for the most part,
because that came out, you know, but anyway, I want to start the show properly here. So I'm going to do the opening credits down, and then I got some big news about next week. So.
So early. You guys want to get some coffee or something?
Can I get a cup of coffee? Black? Can't you see we talking? white.
Even little kids in Mexico drink coffee.
Well, I'm not a little kid in Mexico, okay? That is the best coffee I've ever tasted.
A damn fine cup of coffee.
You want a cup of coffee?
No coffee.
Coffee drinker, huh?
Maybe we could grab some coffee?
Coffee, 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 coffee.
God damn, Jimmy. That's some serious gourmet shit. Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with some freeze-dried Taster's Choice, right? And he springs this serious gourmet shit on us.
I love that fucking song. I like that opening. I like doing that opening. It's one of my favorites I've created. Again, good morning, everybody. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have my fucking coffee yet, so I'm going to set up a thing here for Keith to take over, and I'm going to walk away and go make my coffee. But what we're going to get into, and it's funny you brought this up in the chat. I wanted to pop that back up again because when you said it, I'm like, that's exactly what I just talked about. And I want to lead into this because I want Keith to really go into Mel Brooks' history with his comedy, because Mel Brooks was always an idea guy, always a funny dude. He was a funny dude. Like, if you ever see him in interviews, he's fucking funny, naturally funny guy. But the thing about him was he was not as good a writer of comedy as he was a good improviser. And so what he would do is he would come up with these funny ideas and everybody go, ha, that shit's funny. But you know what? That's not sitcom funny. So what we need to do is flesh that out. And that's where he and Buck Henry in particular had a great relationship and rapport. And their relationship ended with when things were rotten. That was the last thing they did together. But go with it, Keith. Tell that, and I'm going to post that again here. When Things Were Rotten was created by Mel Brooks and Buck Henry. Yes. Buck Henry is a fucking genius. And if you don't believe me, go watch The Graduate.
Yeah, well, I mean, Buck Henry also, first time I saw Buck Henry, I was watching Saturday Night Live in its first few years. And I didn't realize, I mean, come on, I was really young. Didn't realize who Buck Henry actually was. He was just this guy that was occasionally funny on Saturday Night Live, and you know, that was it. But as I got older, you know, realizing exactly who Buck Henry was and what he had contributed, you know, Mel Brooks is one of these people that works really well with other people. He's a funny guy, but that is amplified if he can be around other funny people. For whatever reason, whatever he does, if you give him an incredible amount of leeway and access to some really funny people that are willing to just go there based on whatever idea he has, it's gold almost every single time, pretty much. For me, it's definitely Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein and High Anxiety and History of the World and Spaceballs.
Yep.
But you know, other movies like The Producers or The 12 Chairs, Silent Movie, you know, and Robin Hood Men in Tights. But
Dracula Dead and Loving It.
Yeah. I don't know if that was his.
I thought it was.
No, I don't think that's his. But Mel is one of those guys that I think the whole of comedy as we know it, and definitely knew it, would have been entirely different without him. You know?
He directed it.
Oh, he directed. Okay.
And he was right. He wrote the screenplay.
But you know, for me, what also has to be recognized about Mel Brooks and what he has done for comedy is the fact that he was one of the writers of the show that was pretty much the template for every comedy show on TV to this day. There would be no In Living Color. There'd be no Saturday Night Live. There would be no Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In without Sid Caesar's Your Show of Shows.
Yep.
And he was part of that just murderer's row of comedians that wrote for that show. In fact, if you wanted to know what that show is actually like, the movie called My Favorite Year is loosely based on that. And it was Mel Brooks with Woody Allen, Neil Simon, Larry Gelbart, who would go on to become the producer and showrunner for his version of MASH on television. Carl Reiner. Those guys, along with all the others that wrote for that show, just killed it with Sid Caesar. They were so good. We basically have shows that are just structured the same way to this very day, where you have a series of skits, usually going from one to another. Very rarely would a lot of them get a chance to, be on it, although I think they got used to occasionally seeing certain people. But again, without Your Show of Shows, you wouldn't have had the Smothers Brothers,
Carol Burnett,
Sonny and Cher, Donnie and Marie.
pretty much any variety show.
Yeah, any comedic variety show, you never would have had that. In fact, as far as I'm concerned, Mel Brooks, if he wanted to come on Saturday Night Live, they should just basically make way and allow him to do it. He should have free access to every comedy show out there. Of course, I don't really see him doing that at 96.
No.
In fact, according to his son, he likes to come over for a visit and basically just sleeps on the couch.
He's earned it.
He has earned it because he loves being a grandfather. But they did do that special on HBO a few years back with Mel Brooks, one-man show.
I'm doing a show.
Which was very, very funny.
Yeah.
But
I'm back, guys.
Oh, welcome back. I think he's also one of the few people that has gone EGOT.
Right.
I think he's one of the few people living that has gotten the EGOT, which is
that's true. That's true.
Emmy, Grammy,
read that,
Oscar, and a Tony.
Read that. Absolutely, he would humiliate the writer in front of everyone if he didn't like the sketch.
Yeah. Sid Caesar was a hard man to work for, but that's because he demanded perfection.
That's right.
You also have to understand that a lot of these guys have been working for a few years, even before the television series. This is going from radio to television, which a majority of some of the biggest classic TV shows actually used to be old radio shows, like Your Show of Shows, or even Gunsmoke and Dragnet were all originally radio shows that made the transition from radio to television.
And the original Gunsmoke, the man who would go on to play Cannon.
That's right.
Was the original one. What's so funny
Robert
is
Conrad.
The guys that were producing the TV show weren't aware that he was a big fat guy.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, I'm ready to play Matt Dillon.
No.
Can we have the weekend and get back to you on Monday?
Here, we've got this other show.
And then spend the weekend like, how the fuck are we firing him? But because he's a great actor, great voice actor in particular. Yeah. But he's a big roly-poly dude. and that's not Matt Dillon. And they're like, how the fuck did we figure this shit out? And John Wayne was one of the guys they were sexing up to play Matt Dillon.
Yeah. And he said no, he passed.
And on top of that, he's the one who suggested, I just forgot his name, that played
James Arness.
James Arness. Because they worked together. And oddly, it was after he had helped Arness. Arness did something that Wayne considered a snub. And he didn't show up for something. And Wayne never talked to him again. Wayne was like that, man. If you read about Wayne, man, he was a one-shot guy, man. You fuck up.
Yeah. You only got one shot with John Wayne.
One shot. And you fuck up with him, he will cut you out. And that's what Robert Mitchum's son found out.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was in a lot of Wayne stuff. He was part of the John Wayne repertoire of actors.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something political to him one day and called John Wayne out in front of everybody. Wayne just sort of took it and spoke back to him, and he was cut. It had nothing to do with politics of his being fired. It was, he considered that disrespectful to do that in front of the crew. You don't do that in front of my crew. These are my crew.
Yeah, well, he's the boss, basically.
That's right. And Mitchum's kid, I can't remember his first name. He was in a lot of Wayne's films.
I think Chris Mitchum.
It might be it.
Hello, Chris.
Hey, what's up? He tried for years to make up with Wayne and apologize for what he did.
Yeah. The other thing about Mel Brooks is that he also is a vet.
Yep.
And
Mel Brooks served in the U.S. Army.
Corporal.
His job was putting up telephone lines. One of his main gigs.
He went through the Corps of Engineers.
That's right.
He was at the 1104 Engineer Battalion.
And he was a tough little son of a bitch. Beat the shit out of a guy once.
Oh, geez. I mean, you heard the story about how he got his wife. I mean, he just kept taking no. He'd come back at her, kept asking her out until she relented.
Yep. Keep asking. That's a sales technique. If you didn't know, that is actually a sales technique, is a person will say no only so many times. Yeah. And by the way, he said in the thing about being a writer, it's referred to in some places, and it's not exact number, but it's Theory of 21. And Theory of 21 is that if you take a manuscript and submit it to 21 publishers, one of them will pick you up. That's the basic mathematical theory. But it's not always 21. It could be 7. It could be anything. But the fact is, what they're telling you to do, don't just submit once. Don't just submit once and take that rejection and fucking let it crush your heart, because that manuscript wasn't seen by the right person. You keep sending it until the right person sees it.
Well,
am I not right? Am I not right?
Yeah,
that's the basic truth of writing.
There's a difference between being persistent and being creepy about how you do things.
Yeah,
a lot of guys nowadays don't have game.
It's sort of like Anima on me, I just persistently bugged her, stalked her, and she finally caved in. I'm like, yes. That's how you do it. You wear a woman down. Now let's see what she says to that.
We would have that discussion without a woman being with us currently right now.
Yes. I would have that discussion if there was a woman in here, especially that woman. No, I probably would, because I'm an asshole. I would do things like that. But also, I say good morning to everybody. One, welcome to the show that lasts as long as this coffee. And by the way, double fucking shot of coffee. This is really strong and bitter. Exactly the way I like my women. Dark and with cream in them. Preferably my cream.
God.
I'm tempted to leave this one, the whole stream.
I'm tempted to leave. You won't leave because, just like me, I love you. You love me.
No. I'm
with
tempted to leave this comment on screen for the whole show.
She calls me that a lot. But I wanted to say good morning to everybody. Dr. Dragon. Scott's in the show, so I'm not going to say good morning to him. Fuck you, Scott. Marshall, our good friend. What?
Nothing.
Lauren Worth.
Let's see. D-Bud Martin, Gap After Dark, the Gap previously known as Stargate.
Hey, Penny.
Let's see. Yep, there's Penny. And Don't Call Me Wave, good morning. We've got 26 in the studio right now. It's really nice to have you guys in the chat. You are part of the show, whether you realize it or not. We do the show. I do the show. I started the show for you guys so I can hang out with you. And then I'm like, okay, I'm good. I can now invite my buddies on the show. And I started slowly doing it. And of course, I always feel more complete when I'm around Keith. Because Keith and I are like two sides of one fucking coin, that split coin, the Janus coin. Except for we're both exactly the same face, except for his is black and mine's white.
Also, I special shout out to Mr. Chris Lewis.
Oh, yeah, Scott's brother. So tell me, what was it like growing up with him? Tell that story in the chat. Anyway, AF Watcher 88, good morning. Dragon Bricks, 2 dragons in the house. Yes. Claude is here, Claude Parrish. Good morning. Welcome to the show. Willie, the Epic Monkey King, who is now my 3rd favorite monkey. Of course, Socks, our good friend Socks. The Peter Venkman fan side. I suspect is a fun-loving girl. I know it's a girl, but I bet she's a partier. No, she's not. She's like really quiet. Like, she won't even put her face anywhere online. It's funny. I like those kinds of introverts. They're always fun. Of course, welcome Wolverine 626, Minefield Deadline, Warner Brothers President Productions, Development, Courtney Valenti, departing studio after 3 decades. Well, then there's a reason.
Courtney?
You know it. But I got to tell you something. Big fucking mistake. Canceling the fandom 2022. Big mistake. And here's the problem. Hold on, we got to check it. Adrian Kalitz, remind me, Keith, we got to talk about fandom. Okay. Let's see. I want to make sure I say hello to everybody. Marcos, hey, how you doing? Gosh, I'm scrolling through. I don't want to miss anybody. Because
wow,
there's a lot of things you'll be doing this morning, and you're hanging out with us, and that's so deeply appreciated. Decepticons Cave of Villains is here. Good morning. By the way, if you've noticed the last 2 days I've been talking funny, it's because I bit my tongue on the side. I hate that shit, and so I'm pronouncing words really funny. Hold on. We'll get to it, Keith. We'll get to it.
No. I just heard something.
Pork cow. Yeah, we'll get to that. I just want to make sure I say hello to everybody. God damn it scrolled quickly. I didn't. Oh fuck! I hate it when it does that. Lauren is here. Lauren is behind me. Lauren is on the show.
You can use the private chat. I'm keeping tags of all people.
Let's see. Oh, okay. Christopher Carroll and Dragoners. Another fucking dragon. We got 3 dragons and man, that's fucking awesome.
How many monkeys?
Monkeys and fucking dragons. What is this? My fucking childhood?
Well,
okay, so what was I said we needed to talk about real quick? Fandom. Huge fuck up on Zaslav's and Dan Lynn's part, because that was a debacle. What happened at San Diego Comic-Con? It didn't have to be. It did not fucking have to be that. That was an absolute clusterfuck of marketing, because the minute Deadline said anything about Henry Cavill being there, Zaslav should have put somebody in charge of that to shut that shit down before San Diego Comic-Con opened. And it completely overshadowed what was going on. I mean, Black Adam, that should have been a huge fucking thing. And nobody wanted to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
All everybody wanted to talk about was how Henry Cavill was a no-show.
Yeah.
And so everything that The Rock wanted to do got fucking ruined by Deadline. That's not Deadline's fault, even though I blame Deadline for making up shit, because I know they were doing it on purpose. Everything they're doing right now is anti-Zaslav. If you don't know that, you don't fucking understand the fucking spitefulness of Hollywood media. They are absolutely out to spoil and ruin everything for Zaslav right now. That Deadline story, they knew it was fake. They knew it was bullshit. They did that to do damage, and they got to do the damage. And nobody at Warner fucking stopped them. They could have. And it ruined the San Diego Comic-Con for DC. And then they canceled fucking Fandom 2022, where they could have fucking fixed the problem.
Well, I personally think that if you stand back and look at everything that they have, I think at that time, leading up to Fandom, I should say, they had a lot of issues with some of these movies, and a lot of the moving these films around isn't just about making room for the Flash, but it's also about making changes. That was one of the things that they had talked about on one of the shows I listened to. Darn it, it's I'm having a brain fart. But what it is that it was discussed that one of the things that Zaslav was wanting to do was he was wanting a lot of these movies to be changed to fit the new aesthetic or the new direction that they were going to take DC films. So it wasn't just about changing the Flash and changing Aquaman. They also had to make some changes to Shazam 2, which is the reason why Shazam 2 and Aquaman got pushed back. So
because now what's coming out of Geekosity is, and still Abdul, who's really technically part of Geekosity, is that, and I predicted this, you know it, Keith. I said, if you're going to do rewrites and reshoots for one, you have to do rewrites and reshoots for the other.
Yeah.
It's just inevitable. I don't need a fucking agent working in the studios giving me information. I know how to put things together mathematically.
Yeah.
And
well,
so
also
Henry Cavill is in.
Also, they're having to make changes at DC Comics right now. They are in the middle of trying to figure out who's actually going to still have their jobs at the end of all this. So having Fandom doesn't really make too much sense.
No, see, I don't agree with that at all. Fandom is the way to fucking... they should have seen this as the opportunity to fix where they fucked up.
I know what you're saying. And
I know
agree
that
with
somebody
you.
said was a dumpster fire, but I'm going to tell you something. That wasn't under Zaslav.
Yeah.
It's new management now. Stop. You're worse than... when you say shit like that, you're worse than the fucking media when you do that. You're repeating old fucking news. It's a new regime now. And this new regime should have had their shit together better than this. And Fandom should have been, they had to do it quickly. But when you got a good team, they should be able to do it. This scares me. Because if you got a good team, they would have done Fandom. This tells me there's something wrong. And it's concerning.
I think there's a lot of stuff that is deeply wrong that they're still trying to fix. You can't just fire your way out of it. You do need to have people there. One of the things I'm hearing is that Alan Horn made a mistake with Dan Lin.
This is what I'm hearing from the rumble from people in the know, is that Dan Lin is a mistake. He doesn't have the experience necessary. The films he worked on, which I love the films he's worked on, much of the work he's done. I would say 70% of what he's worked on I like.
Yeah.
But they're saying that he lacks the experience to do what he needs to do. And that they should have handed it off to somebody better.
Actually,
like
I heard from Clownfish what it was his business partner, the one he's been working with, is the one that they said should have been the obvious hire to head up DC Studios and not Dan Lin, because Dan because Dan Lin is a lot like Walter Hamada in so much as
that was what I heard is that he's Hamada 2.0.
So they may just try to back out of the whole Dan Lin thing, which is the reason why they've not officially done anything, and go with his business partner who would.
Yeah, because right now we've not heard the actual confirmation. What we've heard is in talks. Now, the behind the scenes rumor is he got the job. That's from Mikey.
Yeah.
But the fact is until they go public, they can always retract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you that they canceled Fandom 2022 when they had plenty of time to plan. If you've got 4 weeks, you've got enough time to plan a show.
I wonder if it was financial, though.
I don't think so, because we already know that Zaslav, if he thinks something's worthwhile, he'll throw money at it. He's still doing it right now. He's actively throwing money at certain things.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a financial thing.
I like to think it's a combination of things, but overall for this, it wouldn't have cost that much. I mean, really,
I'm not going to say who said this, but a friend of yours of mine said ego caused a lot of these problems. One person.
Yeah. I mean, that's Ann Sarnoff, Walter Hamada.
No. Currently.
Oh, no.
It was
ego's what got us into this.
He said that it was the Rock's ego that caused problems for them with San Diego Comic-Con. And I don't think he's really that egotistical. I really don't. I know he's vain, but I don't think he's egotistical. But I kind of understand what they're saying is that I think he's trying to keep things too close to his vest.
Yeah.
And by doing so, when you become that way, you risk doing damage. And I think that's part of what did the damage with San Diego Comic-Con, is that he didn't want people confirming or denying anything. And so therefore, this is what we heard in our private chat, and that was potentially what happened there. And I'm like, I can see that being possible. But the fact is, the big boss is fucking David Zaslav.
Mm-hmm.
And as much as he loves The Rock and Henry Cavill, he knows he has to put his foot down sometimes, and he should have put his foot down on that.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, San Diego Comic-Con was a debacle for DC, and having Fandom was a huge mistake. I know that we've got what's the next one that's coming up? New York Comic-Con. When is that? I forget.
Let's see. New York Comic-Con
will be December.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing.
Okay. This is the opportunity to fucking fix what they've done. It's their last chance. Because I'm telling you, this is concerning what we're seeing.
New York Comic-Con's October.
October
6th to the 9th.
We got a little over a fucking month. Okay. So this is good. You know, I hope to God they get their fucking shit together by that show, because that could be the opportunity to fix what happened at San Diego and canceling fucking Fandom. Now, do you think that this cancellation is going to be a permanent thing? Because I know Zaslav is fire happy, man. I know he is. I'm proud of that. I love that he's like that. Because this was a Hamada creation, Fandom.
Yes, it was. I think if he doesn't figure out a way of altering it so that there can be more out of it, I think he could get rid of it. I think personally, this should become a part of what they do, but it shouldn't be the only thing they do. There's no way they can afford to do what Disney does, because Disney already has the infrastructure to be able to pull off things like D23. I think what Warner Brothers and DC should do is treat San Diego and New York as their own exclusive places. Because really, if you think about it, Marvel doesn't want to do anything outside of the things that they can actually control. D23 allows them to use the technology to be able to lock up your phone so that you don't have to worry about, lock up the phones of people who you invite in, so you don't have to worry about them with Instagram pics or pics on Facebook or other things to leak stuff out. So they control that entire situation. Warner Brothers should just go ahead and use San Diego, then turn around and use New York, and with fandom in the middle, to create kind of like a trifecta of information to get out as much stuff as possible. But since we're still in the middle of a major transition and filling roles, I don't really see them being able to get anything done for 2022 with the exception of New York. And with New York, you're kind of limited because you're moving movies. You've already moved one to, you've moved two of them to next year. So at this point, your best bet is to just go ahead and focus squarely on Black Adam, which will be the movie that'll be coming out towards the latter half of October, and just focus just on that. Although personally, if you do that, you better make sure you have Pierce Brosnan show up. Because that to me, if I were to really just lay all my cards on the table, that was probably the most disappointing thing about San Diego. You have all these major stars, and you didn't take advantage of the fact that you had them. Outside of The Rock, who I love. But you've also got to make it known that there are other major names that want to be a part of all this, and if through whatever machinations are out there, if this is The Rock screwing up, bring him to heel, explain it to him.
It really does, because he knows wrestling marketing. He doesn't understand the marketing here that's necessary, and that's where all these fuck ups have happened. And when you see someone like me getting concerned, you should be concerned, because I'm fucking happy with Zaslav, dude.
He's got the right attitude, and he's fixing all of Hollywood by doing what he's doing just with Warner Brothers.
Look, AF Watcher. Look, I'm going to teach you, Keith, how to pay attention to the chat, because there's movement in the chat right now, and my buddy Marcus over on Twitter. That is Marcos A. And I would actually like to get him on the show. My only rule of being on the show is don't be fucking crazy. So I have to kick you. It's my one rule.
I will tender my resignation after the show then.
I will tender my resignation. Yeah. Okay, Ricardo Montalban. You and that sexy accent of yours. Hey, what kind of leather is that in that car of yours?
Rich Corinthian leather.
Thanks, buddy.
I haven't seen the ad in years, so I have to.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since
hunt
the
it
80s,
back
dude.
and rehearse better.
That ad ended pretty much in 85, 86, right there. I don't think it was airing anymore after that. It was in the 80s.
Yeah.
But yes, it's okay. Look, get your hopes up it's always good to get your hopes up. Yes, our hopes get dashed. It just happens. That's what happens. But I do believe that we're going to see something, because look, man, they fucked up this year. They really did. If they weren't going to do a fandom, they should have, created a whole new version of fandom. But of course not AF Watcher. Don't worry about that shit. I just think that it's okay to get your hopes up. And but I always say, be prepared for disappointment. As they teach us in the Army, hope for the best, expect the worst. They train you for that. It's like
Yeah.
this shit. Let's hope this works. But if it doesn't, be prepared to once again have to improvise and overcome.
The major thing about a lot of this stuff that makes it so important with Zaslav is, as we keep saying, Zaslav has a different way he works that is different than what they're able to do at Disney and other places. All the other people there can do what Zaslav does. They just have more mechanisms and people that they have to inform that create kind of like a delayed effect. Okay. With Disney, you got to go through the board and all these other people before you can even think about firing anyone, unless there's someone that has done something so heinous that you could just fire them right on the
Heinous
spot.
sounds like anus.
Oh my God.
So, do we know if DC has a panel at New York City?
I'm sorry.
That's a good
I've got
question.
no confirmation, but it is the second biggest, and it really is really tight race between San Diego and New York. It really is. It's a tight race because New York really blows San Diego out of the water some years.
Yeah.
And they'll have much better shit than San Diego had.
I think the second year that New York was around, its numbers were even better than San Diego. It's done that off and on for a few years. And that was prior to the shutdowns and everything. But
So Dragon Bricks, are you saying that Brosnan should come second?
Oh, that's a good question.
Not the way I'm asking it. I'm asking it in a sick, perverted way. Sloppy seconds.
Oh my.
Anyway.
It is important to have someone like Pierce Brosnan do one of the DC films. I think you should function on that level. I think you should basically get people excited, but it shouldn't just be based because you have one person. It should be because you have a lot of big names that want to do this. I think that ultimately, I think Black Adam has a shot at being big, but my own personal thing is this is still a film that was greenlit and overseen by Walter Hamada. So I can be excited, but not too excited. I'm tempered with my excitement. I think I have a little more faith in Shazam, knowing that some of it's being rewritten to fit the current circumstances, and just a little more faith in Aquaman. But overall, we're going to see what we shall see, because one way or another, New York Comic Con is going to be here. And to all of you out there who are either headed to or already in Atlanta, good luck to you. Have a good time. Okay, Dragon Con is this weekend for those that don't know. And in my opinion, it's one of the best times you can have going to any kind of convention. And to all the people down there, okay, all the city workers, the police officers, firefighters, everyone. Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
If Brosnan is a true gentleman, he will come second. It's I hate quoting Alec Baldwin, but having sex with a woman is like having Chinese food. That she opens her fortune cookie for whatever that fucking line was from Alec Baldwin in that movie. Fucking cracked me up. Anyway, you're sloppy, Gap. Let's get to the chat here. What's going on over here? Anybody? Now, I did want to point out that Marcus said something about this, and I'll just where's it at? The link he shared. Here it is. I'll share this screen here. Share. I don't know about this. I have doubts on some of the names. Is that the one? Am I got the right one here? I think so. That's it. I have no doubts about John Boyega. Jodie Comer, Daisy, John, Giancarlo Esposito, but I have question marks with Denzel and Henry Cavill.
Hey, look, Phase 4 has not gone the way that they were hoping, and they are now going out and trying to find people to sign. I don't know if a lot of that's true. Although if they are smart, have Henry Cavill be Wonder Man.
I'm still all for Captain Britain.
Yeah,
Captain Britain's great too, but I mean.
But I just don't think he's going to do it. I just have doubts that he's going to do it because his Superman commitment is going to be serious down the road. But and he's not just going to be being a star anymore. He's going to be a power player. I guarantee you that's going to be the deal. That he's going to be a producer or executive producer on the Superman stuff he worked on forthcoming. Not just the bit scenes, but when it's like Man of Steel 2, he's going to be a producer on it. And because he wants to have a say. That even though he has a great relationship with Zack Snyder, he knows Zack Snyder did not represent Superman correctly. He knows that.
Well, he knows that script wasn't everything that he thought it could be.
Denzel's everybody's dog, Kingsport Kyle. We all fucking love that dude. But I have doubts. I would love to see him in superhero stuff. Or anything Marvel DC, including like military stuff. Because that's the one thing they've never touched, seriously, is the military stuff. Marvel kind of did with Captain America and then went nowhere with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's like, hey, let's just skim the surface and then fucking forget it. Walk away.
We could have had a Howling Commando series along with
Goddamn right you could have.
Don't even see that brings that's an old wound for me because I was so excited.
I love the Howling Commandos in that movie.
Yeah, but I mean, I was beyond excited to see the Invaders. When you saw the Human Torch in the first Avenger, I was beyond excited because I thought we were going to get the Invaders.
Well, look, and when everybody gets kind of excited about Phase 5, I remind them, the people that gave us Phase 4 are the exact same people making Phase 5. Same people.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get too fucking excited. Have your hope up. It's okay to hope, but expect the worst. Hope for the best, expect the worst.
I'm hoping John Krasinski being on that list means they are actually going to have him as Mr.
That's
Fantastic.
been Mikey Sutton all along has been saying John Krasinski.
I hope so. Because
ignore all these other fucking idiots that keep like race swapping and all that shit. He says that's bullshit.
Well, I'm boycotting the movie otherwise.
Yeah. And we've also gotten a good rumor that Ben Kingsley is back.
Yeah.
No, that's not a rumor. That's been reported.
Yep.
Yeah, he's coming back. So it's like, okay, that's cool.
But he's not going to be that character. He's going to be his character.
Yeah.
The actor again going a different direction. Trevor. Because they understand that they fucked up with the Mandarin. They understand they fucked up. So they just right out said that he was never the real Mandarin, that there is a real Mandarin.
Yeah.
And we'll eventually get him at some point. I mean, it's been 10 years.
I thought we already did. I thought Shang-Chi's dad was the real Mandarin.
That's what they did. Yeah. That's right. And I hated that fucking movie.
Especially the way they tied it into the Eternals.
Really? Yeah,
They did. First of all, that's not Shang-Chi. It's not. What the fuck that is? He doesn't have powers. His power is Kung Fu, motherfucker. That's all the power he fucking needs. He's got good Kung Fu.
I don't know what they're doing at Marvel. I mean, do they just keep partying right into the
four
the
people
night?
Are still in charge. Phase 4 people. Remember that crappy phase?
Mm-hmm.
Same fucking people.
Well, we're still dealing with Phase 4 until after Wakanda this November.
Yeah.
Now I do like what they did with Ms. Marvel. I actually enjoyed that show.
Yeah.
It was a good show. I was really shocked. I still won't watch it on Disney because I don't want them to count my numbers of watching. Fuck them. I'm so anti Disney Plus right now. It's painful. I get so fucking angry. Keith has seen me. You guys saw me angry yesterday. That's what I'm like when I'm angry. That's what I get like. I get all fucking shitting cocksucker.
Well, I'm suffering through She-Hulk, so
thank you for your sacrifice.
Why are you doing that, dude? No. Look, man, if you joined the Marines or fucking went in the Army, thank you for your service. Fuck you for watching that show. You should know better. You're a grown-ass man. You know what shocks me more than anything, Keith? Mikey loves that show.
Yeah.
And he says it is so spot on with the comics. And I'm like, did we read the same comics back in the 80s? Because we're close to the same age. He's close to our age. You know? I'm like,
well,
did you
it's
read
more
those
like
same
it's more like
comics?
the late 90s, early 2000s She-Hulk before she became Savage.
See, I didn't read fucking 90s comics.
Oh, wow.
90s comics was full of fucking stupid shit because they were made by the same people who made the mistakes in the 80s that cost me as a customer. You know, I left as a customer in the 80s because I didn't like what they were doing.
Yeah.
And then they went into the 90s. It's like, let's kill characters. It was bad enough when they killed Captain Marvel because I fucking cried when I read that.
Let's see. Chris Carroll, may I ask an unrelated question, please? It is about a partly WB related matter. Go ahead and ask.
Yeah, man.
Go ahead and ask. Ms.
But
Marvel was
it better not be a stupid question. No, I'm just kidding. Oh my God. Look, first of all, when I heard Neil Gaiman was going to be in charge of it, everybody got excited. And I'm like, you know, he's woke, right? He's woke as fuck.
Yeah.
I love Hellblazer. I did not like his version of the Sandman. Not one bit. All right. Adrian, I like the She-Hulk. It's very fun. Look, I hear it's fun, but I'm not falling for that shit. Fun, and they apparently Doomcock says they did reshoots, massive reshoots on She-Hulk to remove as much woke as possible. And what he was talking about is that the demographic measurements they do on Disney Plus is they watch the moment when people leave a show. They watch to the point. What they want is the viewing to go to the end of the show, but sometimes they'll hit a point and they watch what point it is in that show. And they use that as a form of measurement of what not to do next time.
Yep.
And with She-Hulk, what's being said to him by insiders at Disney Plus is that what they got in those numbers is that every single time they went feminist woke and started getting preachy and overly didactic is what that's called, getting overly didactic with modern feminism, sudden massive drop in viewership.
Like her big speech about having to deal with cat calls and
yeah. I mean, when she said what she said, okay, imagine sitting across from a person who survived fucking cancer and telling him, you don't know anything about suffering. That's what she did.
yeah.
She explained to a guy who probably went through 1,000 times more painful shit than she's experienced in her fucking life. And, you know, catcalling, is that what you call the worst fucking thing? I've had women comment on my fucking package in public, in front of people, and it humiliated me. I'm not traumatized by it. It happened. It was a bunch of fucking women. They felt safe around each other to comment on my fucking seeing my package under my Speedos, because I bicycled a lot back in the 80s. And I was humiliated, embarrassed. I turned beet red and left because I didn't realize you could actually see the wrinkles in my dick. I'm like, oh shit!
I don't want that as an image.
Neither did I, motherfucker. I live with it. You live with it. Fuck you. That's the price of being my fucking friend, John. Speaking of friends, I want to talk about the future. Keith, this is going to be exciting for you too, because I want you there. I I need you there because I like it when you meet my old friends. In the period of the next 3 weeks, we are going to do a very special Saturday morning fun time. And it's going to include my 3 best friends from childhood. All 3 of them are going to be on the show. Michael Beatty, Jim Woodward, and Vic Armstrong. Because you guys have already met Vic, but you're going to get to see all 3 of us talk. Because we were all close friends, but Mike Beatty and Jim Woodward in particular were my 2 best friends with each other. And Vic was another one that was aware of them and was friendly with them. They were very chummy, but he was my other best friend growing up. He was mine. I claimed him. It's my best friend growing up. But it's very exciting. It's going to be either the 17th or the 24th of this month. So it'll be one of our Saturday morning fun times.
Okay.
Also, I'm trying to get John Aldrink, probably one of the best artists I've ever known. He was a Marvel colorist, but he went on to take on another trade. But Tom Waltz at IDW got a hold of me the other day and said, "Hey man, can you connect me with John again? I've lost all his contact." I went, "Yeah." So I connected him, and I'm like, "Hey, what's going on?" And I think they're trying to. IDW wants to bring him out of retirement and get him to start coloring for IDW.
There are worse things. I mean, you
hey,
gotta
man,
get.
I'm fucking Irish.
This is all hands on deck at this point. You know.
Absolutely, IDW's in trouble. All the comic companies are. IDW was supposed to be the people
Company
taking over DC.
No, Marvel.
Yeah, and it didn't happen. And IDW needed that because they lost the license with Hasbro for. I'm not sure. I know G.I. Joe, but I'm worried that because Hasbro's in trouble now, financial trouble. They're having all kinds of financial woes right now. But hey, Keith.
Yeah,
Keith, buddy, go get some sleep, man. I love you here, but I worry about you because you come right here after work, and you need to get some sleep. He works all night, guys. This guy works all night. When are you retiring, though? Before you go, I know you and Mel talked about it.
Yeah, it'll probably be a year from 2 weeks ago.
Okay, good. So in 11 months and 3 weeks, no, 11 months and 2 weeks from now, you'll be retiring. All right.
And then I can try to.
Now, are they giving you a good package for your retirement?
Yes, I mean working and retiring when I am will give me the best of anything I can want at this point.
Outstanding. That includes the 7 virgins, right? Oh wait, no, that's Islam. Sorry.
Jeez.
It's 42, not 7.
Whatever. I don't care. It was a good joke.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Guys are gonna get me in so much trouble.
No, I'm not.
Yes,
you will never get in trouble for me. They'll yell at you, but it's not really you they're yelling at. They're yelling at me.
I'm talking about the people at work. I'm talking about my mom. Hi, Mom.
Mama Moncrief. I love this man. He's like one of the best people I've ever known in my life. Absolutely. He is in the top 5 human beings that I have a relationship with. And that includes my 3 childhood best friends.
And of course, you won over my brothers. I mean, you could almost take my place.
Yeah, I know. I can hear it. I can hear the Moncriefs. Yeah, man, I love that motherfucker. You're okay, Keith. Fucking Gary, man.
Like, pack your bags, man. You've been voted out. We're going to take in Gary.
He don't let up at all on you. But I love you so much. I want you to go lie down because you're falling asleep on the show, and I don't care. I'll stop the show and we'll watch you sleep. But yes. The fact is, I worry about you. I want you to go lie down and get some sleep.
I will see you guys later
this afternoon, 2:00. I know I'll probably have to call you. I'll probably have to call you to wake you up, but that's okay. I don't mind it. That's my job. I'll see you later, buddy. But let's see where we're at. We're already at the first hour, and I'm not going to go 2 hours there. I'm going to go an hour and a half because I have to set up for this afternoon show. I got to go figure out with the conversations that I have with the guys what's going to be the subject this afternoon. I know one of the things Keith wants to talk about So I'm going to make sure that's in there. But I am going to go on over here to Geekosity. Let's go to Geekosity because I had it open. I need to go back. Where did I put it? Did I lose it? I think I closed it like an idiot. Geekosity. There we go. Is, you know, the scoop that Sil Abdul really brought about. And I think Edwin Francisco wrote the article. Here, let me go ahead and bring it up for you guys. Share screen. And boom. So Henry Cavill will appear as Superman in various projects, written by Edwin Francisco. And of course, he mentioned Sil Abdul right there, right at the top. Henry Cavill will appear as Superman in several projects going forward. YouTube personality Sil Abdul provided this information on his channel. He also scooped that Henry Cavill was in California in June for a suit fitting. It is also possible that Henry Cavill signed the contract at the time. According to Abdul, Cavill wants in 100%, not just for cameos, but also for team-ups and solo films. Warner Brothers Discovery planned that his Superman will have more than one solo film, which is something we've heard from Mikey Sutton, that there will be a Man of Steel 2. On April 11th of 2021, yep, there it is. Mikey Sutton revealed that The Rock planned for Cavill to appear in Black Adam last week. Abdul leaked that Cavill filmed the Black Adam scene in early August. Yeah, so, you know, he was hiding that shit, and he shouldn't have done it. He shouldn't have done it. He should have just been honest, and that would have been enough to save San Diego Comic-Con from what happened. I think when he tried to be cheeky and say, well, whoever puts on the cape and suit, that was a big mistake saying that. He was just trying to be cheeky, man. And it didn't work. It blew up in his face. He's going to learn, you know, that wrestling fans, they're scary. They can be scary. I'm a wrestling fan. I know. I've seen them. They're fucking scary people. But there is something subtext with superhero fans, comic book fans. You don't want to fuck with them because, man, they will go to the fucking internet immediately and fucking wreck your day. Just heads up there. So, nevertheless, Cavill is still in position to return. Why didn't he show up at the San Diego Comic-Con? Discovery is waiting for the right moment to show him. I think that should have been Fandom, but I get it. You know, I get it that that's a Hamada created thing, but I think they still should have done it, and they should have just taken ownership of it. But I think that Zaslav hates Hamada so badly. That's why it got canceled.
As I say, the only DC project at New York Comic Con so far is their Batwheels kids animated TV show.
Yeah. Now,
hey, boss.
Yeah.
We have the Christopher Carroll question.
Oh, finally, here we go. Do you guys know anything about the two reported Wizard of Oz projects? One is supposedly at Warner Brother and Stories. Well, first of all, it's officially nobody has to pay any royalties anymore. It's over 75 years old. We had to get to the point where you had to wait 75 years is all Disney's fault. They were so afraid of losing Mickey Mouse. And you just need to get comfortable with that shit. It's not official Mickey Mouse until Disney does it. Everybody fucking knows that. But we're seeing it with Winnie the Pooh, you know. So Wizard of Oz, one is supposedly at Warner Brothers, and stories I see say Helmer Kenya Barris is being a little confrontational about it. You got me, Chris, and I don't think Keith's heard anything because we tend to listen to the same people. So I'm going to look into it for you, and we'll talk about it this afternoon. I'll find out something. I'll look into it, and I'll even talk to Mikey Sutton, get some word from him. So that's your answer from me, and from Keith, technically. Welcome to Shout Bat Channel. Good to see you, man. I haven't seen you in over a week, man. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. Let's see. I think Zaslav canceled Fandom because DC is just broken. It needs a full overhaul. There's no question that probably played into it, but he's got a lot of stuff that needs to be promoted. And they have things that they could be talking about. I think that there's stuff that's broken even with the current setup. I think that's part of the problem. That's what led to the debacle at San Diego Comic-Con. And I think that they're just not managing things well. So I think that caused this, and I'm hoping that they get their shit together by New York in October. But I will tell you that I also think that Hamada having created fandom also fed into this. Because when I tell you that Zaslav despises Ann Sarnoff, Toby Emmerich, and Walter Hamada at a molecular level. If he could disperse their molecules, he would have. Just turn them into air. They would have just fallen apart. If Zaslav could have physically done that. It's not murder. That's reintegration into the planet. So I think that played
nobody
into
knew
it too.
crime.
Nobody knew crime. But look, I really do think that Walter Hamada played a huge part in Zaslav's decision making on this. I don't know how much Alan Horn and the other team had to do in this. I think a lot of that had to do with Zaslav fucking despising who created fandom.
And we lost our last monkey.
Yes, Monkey Jeepus is here. Thank you. Come again. Yes, I know. Go ahead. Do it. Go ahead, do it, Martin.
Oh.
I know you want to put the graphic up. Go ahead.
Which one, this?
That one. Because the Indian accent really does sound pretty. I love that accent. One of my favorite things to do as a child was my two best friends for quite a few years were Vijay and Sanjay Mistry. And it was so weird because Vijay and Sanjay were only a year apart in age, and they both came to America at the same time, and Sanjay never had any accent. While Vijay sounded like he was right from, Bangladesh. He's just really thick. And it led to some funny situations when we were kids. And, one of the things that was bad, this is once again just one of those bad things about me. I loved their dad's accent so much, and they owned the Twilight Motel in Fredericksburg, Virginia. And I fucking would call them all the time at the desk to talk to Sanjay and Vijay. But I would call, and then I would just not say anything. I just wanted to hear Mr. Mystery, say, thank you for calling Toilet Motel. May I help you? And I thought it was funny. It sounded like he was saying toilet. So I wouldn't talk and I'd hang up, and I'd call him 2 or 3 times just to hear him say that. And he got mad about it. I didn't know it until I came over to the house one day, and Vijay goes, Gerry, my dad would really appreciate if you would stop calling and hanging up just to hear him speak. And I'm like, oh shit, he knows it's me. Okay. But, and again, it's true. I had my life was very diverse. My life, if it was a Marvel movie, would be the most diverse fucking Marvel movie ever made. And because I had just so many cool friends with different cultures and races growing up. It was amazing. But anyway, I lost those 2 friends. They moved away and we lost contact, and it broke my heart because they were really, when I turned 16 is when they moved away, and their dad sold the hotel. And they moved to South Carolina, and for some reason we just lost contact, and it broke my heart. And I swear to God, go look up Vijay or Sanjay Mystery. Good luck. Thousands. I had a creepy moment when I said, "Are you the same Vijay Mystery from Fredericksburg, Virginia?" And the guy answers, "Yes, I am." But I immediately knew it was not. And I just got creeped out and I blocked him. I'm like, you don't know any of the answers to my questions. You didn't answer anything. And that's just fucking creepy. Not the back door. Yeah. Never the back door. You're off to make dinner. All righty, Adrian. Have a good one. Thanks for dropping in, man. Thank you. I guess I'm probably gonna wrap this up here because I gotta tell you, I really have to fucking do that show this afternoon, and I want to make it a good show. Scott left us too.
Yeah, he might have had to do some work stuff.
Yeah, because he's at work.
Yeah.
But I'm glad he dropped in. It's nice to see everybody. But I'm trying to think, is there anything else we can really talk about? We got this thing. The Eternals just slaughtered a fan favorite X-Men and Avengers hero. I do not Microsoft. It's on MSN. Oh, fuck MSN. Fuck MSN. Again, MSN. No, fuck MSN. That is not a news source I will fucking get news from.
Okay. Scribe lads in the house.
Looks like Courtney Valentini is departing Warner Brothers. She was president.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Production. Oh, okay.
Yeah, we knew that. In fact, I've got the article up. Okay, Scott, who are we echoing with? Echo. Okay, I figured it out. I was getting echo. All right, I'm going to share the screen. Share screen. Chrome tab. Boom. Once again, Deadline is all of the entertainment magazines are unreliable sources of information. One, they lie. She is not departing the studio. She was fucking shit canned. She was also part of the problem. And I'm going to put money that this is somehow related to what happened at San Diego Comic-Con. And Deadline is guilty as anybody in being a part of this. I don't blame them because they're anti-Zaslav. They're anti-Zazites. And hashtag, yeah, I'm fucking doing it. Hashtag anti-Zazites. There you go. Make that a thing, internet. Anti-Zazites. You know, these people that fucking hate Zaslav and what he's doing. Fuck them. You know, and Deadline and Variety in particular is what. Look, the Rap's right in there too. They're all bought and sold by the previous administration of Warner Brothers. And when you see a hit piece come out, like just over the last few days, we saw 3. That is absolutely Ann Sarnoff and Walter Hamada talking to the people at Deadline. And Deadline absolutely will work with them because they hate Zaslav. Hi, Adelita. Happy afternoon to you. I just woke up. What did I miss? If you go back and watch from the beginning, there's a lot of stuff. Keith talked about a lot of stuff. Keith was getting tired. He really needed to go sleep. I feel bad for him when he comes on the show, right? Because he gets off of work and then jumps on the show. I know how exhausted he is, especially with them working on the house right now.
Yeah.
By the way, I just got to watch the 4-hour cut of Spinal Tap. It's where they took all the deleted footage and put it back in. And I fucking enjoyed the shit out of that. Yeah, the video quality. The video quality on some of it is like below SD, to be honest with you. It's below SD quality. But it was fucking funny. It was fucking funny. I love the scenes at the mansion when Spinal Tap shows up to the dinner party. And that is the Fran Drescher character and her, the head of Polygram, or I can't remember who, I think it was Polygram Records. And they got the guy from the British show, the Avengers, I forget his name right now, that played Sneed. Anyway, he plays the owner, and somehow he's also knighted, Sir, whatever it is funny when they start talking about him. Billy Crystal plays the head of their, what do you call it? I just forgot the word for when you cater. He's the head of the catering company, and it's they're all mimes, so they're not allowed to tell anybody what's on the serving dish. They have to mime it out. I'm like, that is so fucking funny. And then when Rob Reiner, as the fake director of the documentary, walks up and starts talking to Billy Crystal as the mime, when you finally hear him talk, he's got a fucking mobster New Yorker accent. He's using an Italian mobster accent. Hey, you know what I mean? You know what I'm talking about, right? Billy Crystal talking like this, so fucking funny. God, I love that movie to begin with, and to see the extra footage put in there, pumping that thing up to 4 fucking hours. And I just laughed my ass. I love that fucking movie. I can hardly wait till they do a sequel. She got, as I recall, she got sick or something, and just sort of dropped out of the limelight. Patrick McNeith, thank you. I fucking love that guy. One of my favorite moments in James Bond history was when he played a buddy friend of Roger Moore. And I think that was in his last James Bond film, A View to a Kill. I think Patrick McNee was in that one. And he's involved in the Russian assassin milkman scene there at that house, the safe house. But yeah, thank you, Martin, for doing that. I have no idea what the fuck you said to her. Billy Crystal does that accent and Analyze This. That's right, he did, because he's seeing Robert De Niro as a gangster, as his patient, and his life is on the line doing it. Because if the other gangsters find out that he's seeing a therapist, that's why, in a lot of ways, there's that connection to The Sopranos. And I've always felt that connection because of the whole therapy thing and the threat to the therapist. It's just, because they go over that shit too in the show. Yeah, Analyze That, and then Analyze This was a sequel. Or was it the other way? John?
The other way around.
Yeah, the other way. It was Analyze This and then Analyze That. That's right. But,
sorry, I was reading chat.
Yeah. Yep. And that's it. I think we're caught up there. So I'm going to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Scott Lewis for being on the panel as well as being in the chat. Marshall, or the Marshall, Boyan, Dr. Dragon, D. Bud Martin, Don't Call Me Wave, Gap After Dark, Penny, Anima Confusa, for all sorts of reasons. Thank you. Despite frustrating me. Chris Lewis, AF Watcher 88, Dragon Bricks, Claude Parrish, Willie the Epic Monkey King, Sucks Bulletins, Wolverine 626, the Peter Vickman fan site, Adrian Kalitz, Marcus, thanks for being here, buddy, and thanks for the information. I'm not gonna get excited about that at this point. I would say be very cautious with Denzel Washington and Henry Cavill. Decepticon's Cave of Villains, Christopher N. Carroll, Dragon Ruse. That was a message. Pacific 414, Dennis McCullough, War Monkey, the Bat Channel. It's always nice to see you and your logo in there. Monkey Jeebus, Scribe Light. It's always good to see you, Scribe. One of my favorite writer friends. And of course, Last Minute Edition, La Adelita. It's good to see you. To you, even though really you don't speak Spanish. Muchas gracias.
Mohammed Saeed just showed up.
Mohammed Saeed, hey, what's up? Good to see you, man. Hail to you. Hail with you. It's a funny one. Hell with you. I mean, hail to you. Hail. Thanks for everybody being here today. It's a Good Friday, even though it's not Good Friday. It's a Good Friday. I'm in a much better mood than it was yesterday. despite the rough night and not wanting to wake up. I mean, I woke up with 12 minutes before the show, and I got up going, God damn it. But Marshall, why would you say something like that? That is clearly hyperbole. You're being very hyperbolic there, my friend. Anyway, I'm hoping upon hopes that he has to go look that word up. So I want to thank everybody for being here. It was a good show, fun show. I wish Keith could have stayed to the end, but man, it was clear he was fucking exhausted. And I want him rested at least to have a couple of hours before fucking Sean. In fact, I probably won't bug him. I'm probably going to give him a little bit before I call him to be on the show this afternoon, because I really want him to get some sleep. Luckily, I don't and am not. Do you know that it's a bad grammar to begin a new sentence with the word "and"? I do it all the time, but I fucking know that it's grammatically incorrect. You're not to ever start a new sentence with the word "and."
Nope.
Because it's a whole new sentence. It's supposed, if you're gonna do it, you're supposed to put a comma and then "and," you know. But Oxford comma. Yes, I did. I did a review on it. What day was that? Tuesday, I think it was Tuesday. I did a review of it. I fucking love that film. I thought it was good. I thought it was very good. There, I think the action in it was great. I think Stallone was great in it. I think the premise was really great. I think some of the things they did within the film brought it down to really good, not great. But overall, I would say the film is between really good and great. And I like the turn in the film. I like the turn. And when you hear the word turn, the turn is when you learn something. It's like the plot twist. It's a device in a story. It's not storytelling. It is a device you use within storytelling. And the plot twist or turn is one of my favorite things. And it can make or break a film. Like in the movie, I brought this up earlier this week. I said, Harrison Ford is not a really good actor. He's a great Harrison Ford. He's great in movies. He is a movie star of the highest quality. And but he's not a great actor. He's not even really a good actor. The turn scene in What Lies Beneath is one of the funniest moments in a horror film I've ever seen. One, thriller. You can call it thriller if you want to, but it's kind of a horror film because there's the whole ghost thing element that they're trying to feed into. And I think is that Robert Zemeckis, right? Didn't he direct that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That sounds right.
And the scene where she realizes that he's the killer in the film. Hey, spoiler, the movie's over a decade old, so fuck you if you didn't know or haven't seen the film. When you learn that he's the killer, and that's what the ghost has been trying to tell her all along, who the killer was. She kept misreading the clues. And when you find out that it's him and he comes into camera in that split shot, where you see her and him, and he's like smiling. He's going to kill her. He's going to kill his wife. And he gets that stupid fucking Harrison Ford grin that he does in every fucking Indiana Jones movie. Sometimes as Han Solo. And no, didn't work. I laughed out loud when it happened in the movie theater. He did not come across as scary, creepy, or anything. It was just, it didn't work. Great film up to that point, and then all of a sudden that happened, and it's like, oh man. They needed somebody that could be scary, like Jack Nicholson. Can fucking scare the shit out of you if necessary. If you've never seen The Shining, go fucking watch it.
Speaking of scary, I actually broke down and watched Wangs of Power this morning.
What'd you think?
It was Well, if it was a generic fantasy movie, it would be fine. If they had just said we're set in the same world as Tolkien, as Lord of the Rings, we'd be fine. The fact they're actually tying it to Lord of the Rings is a problem because there's a lot of shit that's just shit.
Well, the person that they cast to play Galadriel, you need to pick somebody with as much class as I just forgot her name, that played her in the other films. She's gorgeous. She's magically gorgeous. She is like Helen Mirren.
Blanchett.
The older she gets, Kate Blanchett, the older she gets, the more gorgeous and amazing she looks. It was stupid to cast somebody that doesn't have that quality. And so this show's going to fail. And of course, on Twitter, let me go to Twitter real quick because I posted this meme. Let me go find it real quick. I posted it. Here it is. Let me share it with you real quick. And I said, when I posted it, share screen. I said, you had one fucking job. One fucking job. Jeff Bezos' son told him, fuck up rings of power. And when I posted, I said, you had one job, Bezos. Even your son knew it. And he tried to throw other people under the bus, and it backfired on him, Bezos. And it was already greenlit for more seasons. I guarantee you that's going to go away because this season's going to fail.
Yeah.
They fucked up.
For all the chainmail T-shirts,
yeah, right,
that we've been pointing out, they did a fantastic job on the Elf Ranger's armor. It looks like it's actually carved out of wood. It's this amazing piece with these shoulder pieces and stuff. I was like, okay, that's cool. So, but Galadriel's armor still looks like it's rubber.
Yeah.
Even when they're taken off of them, I expected it to flex.
No, Blanchett was the best part of fucking Ragnarok. Absolutely. Absolutely. I will say this. I'll stand by this for the rest of my life till I die. That Kate Blanchett is one of the sexiest actresses to ever hit the screen. Helen Mirren is another one. And these are women who aren't playing to be sexy. They just are.
Helen Mirren was my first celebrity crush.
Man, back in the 80s, dude. Oh my God, it was terrible.
Excalibur.
Yeah, Jinx.
Excalibur, yep. That's when I was
she was spankalicious, man. Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Yep, absolutely. And she's still fucking hot, in my opinion.
Well, I was a little young to have a crush on Carrie Fisher at the time for Star Wars.
I never did. I thought she was cute, but I never had that crush on her. A lot of people have that fantasy of her with the slave armor. That was never in my wheelhouse, man. But I like Carrie Fisher a lot, though.
I like the original white dress.
Hi, Maria. Hey, look who just popped in. And SDM, by the way, good morning. Good morning.
Well, I'm partial to the Bespin dress.
She's just really a pretty girl. She really was. Sorry, I was going for this one. Jack Nicholson and Anthony Hopkins. Look, I grew up watching those guys. And Nicholson, when he was in The Shining, that's a fucking scary performance that he plays.
Oh, yeah.
But Anthony Hopkins, everybody immediately goes to Hannibal Lecter. But Magic scared the shit out of me. That was one of his earlier films in the 70s. Scared the fucking shit out of me. Him in the dummy. He was a ventriloquist in the movie. And it was a psycho slasher thriller that he did called Magic. Fucking good movie. I own that film. I will never fucking get rid of that. What's that?
Ventriloquist dummies are freaking scary as it is.
There was a Cliff Robertson Twilight Zone episode way back where the dummy's alive, or we're led to believe it's alive. And that was a creepy one. And that was the inspiration for the movie Magic. It was. Yes, she's just, look, man. She will be absolutely the first 80-year-old that I would go, yeah, I'd still bang her. She's still that fucking sexy. And yes, Anthony Hopkins, and he was a dropout. He quit while he was still in parochial school. He didn't even get to high school before he quit. He got his education, and he got that through working with the what do you call it? I just forgot the Shakespearean company.
Royal Shakespearean
Company? The Royal Shakespearean Company. He got a hell of an education with them. Wait, Fracture was a good film. Yeah, I like that movie. Yeah, with Gosling. Gosling, look, man, he only plays one character. It's Ryan Gosling.
And
that's he's likable. And that's what makes it work. That's why it works with him. Keanu kind of did the same thing. I mean,
that's Ryan Gosling.
John Wick doesn't exist. That's Keanu killing everybody. That's what I say.
And that's Ryan Gosling, not Jake Gyllenhaal.
Oh, yeah. And by the way, I did a meme like 6 years ago. It's really funny. It was right after the first John Wick movie. And the meme has Marvin Udall, the main character from As Good as It Gets. And it cuts back and forth between him and John Wick. And it's Marvin Udall like, over a dog, John. And he says, yes, Marvin, over a dog. Really, Marvin? I mean, really, John? He goes, yes, Marvin. Finally, it's the raging moment where I think I'm pulled back in image. And he yells at him, yes, over a dog. And then Marvin holds up his little dog from the movie. This is somebody needs a cuddle. And it was funny to me. I don't care if it was funny to anybody else. I posted that for my own amusement because it fucking made me giggle when I wrote it. If you look at these actors, if you look at these actors from younger years to older, they're better in their age. Yeah, no, it's true. Because Ryan Gosling got his start in Hercules and playing young Hercules. And it didn't last long because I don't think it was a good series to begin with. It was a bad idea. And I guarantee you, I know who fucking pushed for that. That was not Sam Raimi.
No.
It was Rob. Rob said something funny one time, and I'm talking about Rob Tapert from he's part of the Detroit Mafia group. Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell, Josh Becker, Spearman, all those guys are part of that group. And Rob and Josh used to be fishing buddies. They were like best friends. That's why my buddy Josh was best man at Rob Tapert's wedding with Xena, whatever her name is. I've
Lucy
seen all
Lawless.
those. Yeah, Lucy Lawless. I've seen all the photos.
Sorry.
I'm sorry. Hold on a minute. Yeah, what is it here? Oh, it's here. Okay, modem is here. New modem. All right.
Yay.
So, he was best man at the wedding. I've got to see all the behind the scenes. I'll never be able to share that with you guys because I gave my word I wouldn't show any of those pictures. It was a great wedding. And but Rob Tapert and he were fishing buddies. And in fact, there was a documentary that Josh shot about them fishing, their fishing trips. And but finally he got sick of it. Josh was like, I'm not really into fishing. It's just something that Rob and I did. It was for Rob's pleasure, not mine. And Josh hit an age where he's like, I'm going to stop doing shit like that. I only want to do things I want to do. So he told Josh, told Rob Tabor, I really don't want to do that. I don't have fun doing that. And he goes, what do you mean it's fun? He says, I don't like putting the hook into those little fish's heads that we use for bait. And he goes, actual Rob Tabor quote, but they like it. That's what you get when you're an unofficial member of the Detroit Mafia. I get to hear all those fucking behind the scenes stories. And that's one that Josh I know won't mind me telling publicly, because it doesn't make Rob Tapert look bad. It's just something funny that Rob Tapert said to him, but they like it. Having that hook shoved through their fucking heads. But Kevin Sorbo convinced Ryan Gosling to keep acting after Young Hercules cancellation. Love those shows. Yeah. And, you know, Ryan has this, it's just like Keanu, subdued acting thing that he does. Very subdued. He always looks like rage being withheld from the screen. That's his acting style, withheld rage. And it works for Keanu too, because he does it with John Wick. That's withheld rage. He's always withholding rage. And it's when you are a deadpan actor, that is a really good thing to go to, because it works. It's not great acting, but it works. And they're both very good at it. And even when he does comedy, Ryan did that one about his girlfriend where she's like one of those sex toys. He orders one of those lifelike dolls. And that's a fucking great movie. J.K. Simmons is in it. He is fucking hilarious. You withhold rage every day. Okay. I'm also subdued rage, because there's it's like, I love that line in The Avengers. The secret is I'm always angry. And I'm almost always a little angry. And a lot of my jokes come from some of that. You know, my corrosive jokes, mean jokes are coming from that rage. And it's a good thing, though, because I think that, you know, being well-tempered is important. I think you need to control your temper. I think it's okay to be angry. I think it's healthy to be angry. I think it's stupid when people start talking like anger is a bad thing. No, it's a good thing. It's there for a reason. It's for expressing disappointment. You know.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, I think I've thanked everybody, right? I'm going to tell you something, Adelita. I need a hug all the time. And I love hugs, and I miss getting hugged. My daughter, I was so calm raising her all the time, because that girl hugged me all the time until she was a teenager. And then it was no more hugs. And that's when I started getting angry all the time. Anyway, because raising a teenager, what a fucking nightmare. I don't wish that on anybody. Girls in particular.
Yeah.
She could walk in and just look at me a certain way, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a horrible fucking evening. I'm looking forward to this. Yeah, well, a lot of Kingsport, Cal, yeah. And people who know me know. People who know me know. Virtual hugs are awesome, but they don't release the hormones that calm you down and make you feel better. Oxytocin, all that shit. I like that when it gets released, because it does happen, and it's very calming. It's very calming. Whenever I see my daughter, she hugs me, I always feel 100 times better the minute she hugs me.
Oh yeah.
And she'll hug me every time she sees me now.
Physical contact's necessary for human survival.
Amen. So I'm going to put this logo up real quick there. I tried to. I'm not uploading, motherfucker. Oh, fuck StreamYard. It's being a cunt with me. There we go. Next week on UFO Wednesday, Don's going to be back. We're planning next week's episode. He was out this week. I think he needed a break. And on top of that, I didn't get a chance to really work out a plan with him for the show. So I'm like, it was a busy week, hectic week. So this week we've already talked about it. And next week is going to be about the moon bases, alien moon bases on the dark side of the moon. It's going to be a fun show. He's going to be bringing photos and a lot of stuff. So it's going to be very fucking exciting. And just so you know, I'm so glad to have him back in my life, because he texts me so many titty pictures during the day. So fucking funny. He's like, "Hey, buddy, cheer up." And he'll send me a picture of like Natasha Henstridge when she was nude in the movie Species, and then sent me a beautiful picture of Gina Carano ass shot of her where she posed, and good God, what a beautiful ass on her. Oh my God, that is a round ass on Gina Carano, and she was showing it off and just being a girl, and I fucking love that picture. And
she can break you with it too.
Oh fuck yeah, she ripped that dick right off. She'll squeeze those cheeks together and just pull it right off. That's an Eddie Murphy joke for anybody who loves Eddie Murphy. I only had to deal with teens part-time. Just look, I'm going to tell you, you've never dealt with drama until you are raising a teenage girl. I have never seen so much crying over nothing in my life. I had to pick her up from school because of emotional shit. My boys didn't do that. My daughter did. She was very emotional. She still is very emotional. It's so cute. When she starts to talk about how much she loves me, she'll start crying. And it's just so fucking amazing. And I just hold her. She holds me. And that's my little girl. I love her. She's 23 and she's still that little girl to me.
She'll always be that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's on my phone. I got to be careful because I don't want to show his phone number. So let me see. I think it'll let me download it. It's a new phone, and I just don't trust phones to always do what I want it to do. Yep, there it is. Download. Now I will send it to me. I will post it in Twitter. Oh, wait, I don't want to do it there. I'm in a big fucking political fight over on my private personal account. People just I love it when people don't realize I don't give a fuck what they say to me. I'm not offended by anything you say because I don't give two shits what you said to me. And they'll figure it out eventually. Oh, that guy doesn't give a crap what I said to him. Because the odds are, if you say something stupid to me to begin with, I think you're an idiot. So why would I listen to you? Why would I take anything you say personally? It's just dumb. All right, there we go. Now I'm going to open up Twitter and I can download the image. Good Googa Mooga. My teacher, Mrs. Cordell, she would say that. Good Googa Mooga chitlin switch. I'm like, that's the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard, and I don't know what it means. All right, here we go. I posted it. Here we go. Now I'll share it on screen. Share screen. Boom. That's the photo that he sent me last night to cheer me up. Because of the way shit he did yesterday, and he saw part of the he saw part of the
God
show.
In a bottle.
Look at that fucking ass. She looks like a fucking Brazilian dancer. That is, yeah, right? Look at John. He's fucking frozen.
I'm not frozen.
You look frozen because you're just like in awe of what that is. Yeah, and I just think she's one of the greatest. I just love her. I posted this one. I fucking love it. Ryan Reynolds. His gestures. By the way, has anybody been watching that docu-series with him? And Rob McElhenney. I have trouble with his last name. He plays Rob on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's one of the creators of the show, and as well as one of the stars. And he and Ryan Reynolds bought the real Wrexham soccer team, football team in Wales, the one that's used in the series Ted Lasso. It's the same team. They bought the real team. And if you've not watched this, it's 4 episodes in. of them trying to save this team. And it's really fucking good. It's entertaining. And they shit on Hollywood at every turn. I love it. How they shit. They go to this one studio. They're at I think the Warner studio or Fox. No, I think it's Fox. Who made Bruce Willis's the series where he's crawling around in the vents?
Die Hard?
Die Hard. Who made that? Was that Fox?
Yes.
Okay.
It was Fox.
They're at the Fox studio because the Nakahami building, which is actually a studio building, it was in view and they pointed it out. But they go up to one of the buildings that has this plaque on the side, big artistic looking plaque. It's all weathered bronze with some patina on it from bad weather, where it turns green. And it says the names of everybody that's worked in this one building and that this has great history. And then they get close and the fucking thing is made of rubber, painted rubber. And Ryan, right on camera, flicks at one of the things that's supposedly holding it into the wall. It's all artistically designed. And it's fucking rubber too. And it came off in his hand. He's like trying to stick it back on. And it won't go back on. So he just sets it on the hand sanitizer thing right in front of the plaque. And both of them are shitting all over Hollywood. Because Rob says, nothing exemplifies what Hollywood is better than this fucking plaque. It's all fake. Everything is fake. I'm like, oh my God, that was so fucking funny. Go watch that series. It is an amazing show. And it's real. It's all real.
Watch it. I don't know how
let me go find out because I'm not sure what network is doing it. So hold on. Let me find out for you real quick. We will go to this website. I'll scroll down to find it on here. Where is it? It's already got bumped. Already? Because I'm not seeing it here. So let me hit view all. Yes, that is the website that I use to watch a lot of the shows that I don't want to pay for anymore out of protest. There it is. Welcome to Wrexham or Wexham, however they pronounce it.
Okay.
The Amish are just really weird. And it's a sports documentary. It's made by Boardwalk Pictures. But I am not seeing the production company name. FX. It's on FX, which means Hulu.
Okay.
So that's where you can go watch it. Right there. Absolutely a fantastic show. Thank you. Wow. Was that you that did that, Martin?
Yes.
Okay, because it disappeared on my screen. That means you did it through the channel. That's the stream channel. So that's awesome. I tried to learn how to do it, and that's how that fucking 41-second video got out there. And by the way, I saw Six posted the video of me saying, fuck you, bitch. I hope she does not think I was being serious, because I also proclaimed how much I like her and care about her and that she's awesome, and I thought it was funny what she did. I like Six. But I always worry if people take me seriously when I say things like, fuck you, man. Because I never fucking mean that. I never do. That's one of my affectionate ways of talking to people, is saying mean things to them. So I'm going to talk to Kyle about it. I said, you make sure she understands that I did not fucking mean any of that. That was just me saying, fuck you, dude, to her. But she's a woman, so I can't say dude. So
she's even got my damn in there too.
Yeah. So, but anyway, yeah, it's like when I say that to you guys, I know I don't fucking mean it.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's used to me saying it, but I think Six may have taken it the wrong way, and when she posted that, I don't think she was posting it to be fun. It felt like she was hurt by it, and I'm like, I don't want that. So I told her, I was teasing you. I really do like you. Yeah, I get it, but Well, I laughed right after I said it. That is one of my ways to let you know I'm just fucking around. I let you know. Because I don't want to keep people on the hook. I'm not one of those people. I will do it sometimes to somebody just to extend it a little bit and make them really wonder, is he fucking around? And then I go, yeah, I'm fucking around. Yeah, I'm just fucking. But I've ripped people since I was a kid.
Again?
Wow. They are persistent today. Well, that's a warning. Time to go. I'm going to play the outro now. I want to thank everybody for being here. Martin, thank you for being the right side of my brain. Thanks, Scott, for dropping in. And John, Das Wolfen, thanks for touching my monkey. I appreciate it, buddy. A lot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey, now. That's...
And don't forget, 2 o'clock Central Time this afternoon. TGIF.